I couldn't find my house.
When you went back, you couldn't find your house?
Michael is in 3rd grade at Windy Hill Elementary School in Calvert County, Maryland. Reading expert Linda Farrell will be helping him work toward mastering the silent E letter pattern. It's part of a plan to speed up his reading.
When we assessed Michael, I found him to be a very interesting student. He's in the 3rd grade, and he's a very slow reader. He was quite accurate, not perfectly accurate, but he did pretty well in text, and he understood what he read. Just start reading right here, and you're going to read right to the number, okay?
Don was a lad. Pip was a pup. Don and Pip had a run. The sun was hot.
Okay, when we dug deeper into Michael, what we found is that he has almost mastered basic skills, but it's the almost that's keeping him from being faster and more accurate. The good thing about him is that he's not a guesser. That's why he's slow. He's trying to get it right. He's not trying to race through and guess.
Michael can read many words accurately, but he reads slowly. To find out why, Miss Farrell first checks to make sure that Michael knows his vowel sounds, both long and short.
Okay. What's the short A sound?
Short A, like ah.
Ah. What's the short E sound?
Eh.
What's the short I sound?
I.
The short O sound?
Ah.
And the short U sound?
Ah.
You do know your vowel sounds. Do you know your short vowel sounds? Do you know your long vowel sounds? What are they?
A. E. I. O. And U.
You've got it. Okay.
Then she checks Michael's phonemic awareness. That's his ability to notice, to think about, and to work with the individual sounds and words.
Now we're going to stretch a couple of words, okay? The way you stretch words is to go like this. You get ready. So can you sit up straight and get ready? Okay, I'll say a word and you repeat it. Bake.
Big.
Okay, now we stretch it. B-A-K, bake. You stretch it.
B-A-K, bake.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you, what's the vowel sound in bake? Do you know the vowel sound in bake?
A.
A, and what do we call that vowel sound? Short A or long A?
Long A.
Great. Ready? Back. Repeat.
Back.
Stretch back.
Back. Back.
What's the vowel sound in back?
A.
A is the name of the letter. Can you stretch back?
Back.
Stop right there. What's that sound right there?
A.
Ah. When I ask you for the sound, it has to be one of the sounds on your fingers. So the vowel sound in back is what?
A.
What do we call that sound?
Short A.
Ready? Even though Michael knew his short vowel sounds and he knew his long vowel sounds when I asked, pretty well for somebody who hadn't really been having phonics lessons. And he could, I'd say, stretch those sounds. B, it. He could stretch that. What's the vowel sound in bit? I. He wanted to go and give me the letter, which tells me he's not thinking in terms of sounds. We have to straighten out all that. What's the sound? What's the name of the letter? What do we call the sound? And we worked with some of that with him so that when I went to this is an A and this is an A, he could think in terms of sounds. Tight. Repeat.
Tight.
Stretch.
Tight. Tight.
What's the vowel sound in tight?
I.
What do we call it?
A long I.
Ready? Fish.
Itch. Fish.
Vowel sound?
I.
What do we call it?
Short I.
You got it. You get it, aren't you? Ready?
Next, Miss Farrell has Michael read a passage containing consonant-vowel-consonant words like hat and ran, further checking that short vowel knowledge.
Let's try the gray box.
Don got a tan hat. He sat on a log. He had a nap in the sun.
I think this is just a little teeny tiny bit too easy for you, so we have to get harder.
Yeah, it's really easy.
It was really.
But when Miss Farrell gave Michael a passage with the silent E vowel pattern, including words like Luke and rice, his accuracy fell off.
Now, I'm just going to ask you to read this right here, okay?
Mike went to a lake with Luck. They rode their bikes to the lake. They had Rick, limes, chips, and cake in a black pack.
A student who can tell you I is the short I sound, I is the long I sound, can tell you all the rules, and yet they don't read it correctly, the word correctly. That's often a result of a slow print processor. What happens is when print gets there, they have a slow reaction time to pulling out what that print is trying to say, whatever sound, whatever word.
Michael can get faster by fully absorbing and mastering the silent E spelling pattern, so that when he sees a word with a vowel, a consonant, and an E at the end, such as lake, he automatically knows that the vowel will be long. How can he master this?
Not teaching him rules. He knows the rules. I didn't ask him, but he could have told me the rule that E jumps over. What we do is get him to recognize the pattern. If it's one letter, it's short sound. If it's an A, that letter plus an E, it's a long sound. And we're trying to get him to recognize the pattern. Now I'm going to do some teaching, and I'm going to see if you can get this 100% next time, if you can get all the words right. And here is the teaching we're going to do. We are going to learn about silent E. I bet you've heard silent E before, haven't you? Okay. So we're going to learn something called two-finger touch and say. So when you touch with one finger, you're going to say ah. That's the short A sound. So touch with one finger. If you were to write your name, would you? Yeah. So touch with this finger.
Okay.
Okay? So, okay. When we touch like this, we're going to say A. When it's an A and an E together, go A. Can you do that?
A.
Okay, so go.
A.
Now watch me touch and say this word. Mad. You do it.
Mad.
So I used one finger to touch that A. Now watch this. When I have this, I have an A and an E, so I'm going to use two fingers. So watch me. Made. You do it.
Made.
Okay, and you go like this. Made. You do it.
Made.
Okay, so you know about two-finger touch and say.
Miss Farrell thinks this multisensory technique will help Michael internalize his ability to recognize the silent E letter pattern. It takes a while to learn this approach, but it will be worth it.
Now, we're going to just practice right here. So I want you to practice saying A, okay?
A.
Let's do this one again, okay?
A.
10 out of 10. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to practice touch and say. So, can you touch and say that word?
Rat.
Okay, and here's how we touch and say. At, rat, ate, rate. You do it.
At, rat.
Touch and say that one.
Ain't.
Now,
Wait.
what do you do when you have an A and an
Eight. Rate.
Okay, touch and say that one again.
At, rat.
Okay,
Eight. Rate.
try that one again.
Eight. Rate.
Okay, now we're going to try something a little different. This time, I'm just going to go a rat, a rate. You do it.
A rat, a rate.
Okay, try it again.
A rat, a rate.
Okay. Now you're going to do these. Just like you did rat and rate, do these. Okay? Okay, watch me. Okay? I'm going to do this.
Wait.
A mate, a mat, a tape, a rack, a tap, a rake. You do it.
A mate, a mat,
One finger. Do two fingers.
a mate, a
One finger.
mat, a tape, a rack, a tap, a rake.
You just got all those right. We're going to try something a little different this time. I just want you to touch the vowel sound, say it, don't even read the word. So it'll go like this. A. Okay, you do it.
A, A,
Okay, can you do that one more time? I want to make sure you're touching with one finger when you should and two fingers. Wait.
A, wait, A, A.
That was perfect. Okay, now go back and touch with two fingers, then read the word. Okay? And down here. Yeah.
A, mate,
Start again.
A, mate,
Okay, go A, mate,
A, mate, a, mat,
one finger,
a, mat, a, tape, rat, a, rack, a, tap, a, rake.
Okay? That skill is recognizing spelling patterns. It is incredibly important because many people will tell you the English language is nutso. Sometimes a letter is spelled this way and sometimes a letter is spelled that way. And the English language is not nutso. It follows patterns. It follows lots of patterns. Most of the time, in a one-syllable word, when you have a vowel and then you have a consonant and an E at the end, that vowel is going with that E. It's going to spell the long vowel sound. It's not random. It is absolutely not random. Strong readers, and especially strong spellers, pick up these patterns automatically. Those who struggle to learn to read or look like they're struggling, who need more practice, really, they don't pick them up on their own, and that's where we come in. We're teachers. That's when we get to teach as opposed to just guide. So understanding the spelling patterns in English and will tell you with about 80% accuracy what that vowel sound should be. See if you can do that whole row, 10 words, and you're going to do A and then read the word, okay? And make sure you get your fingers right. You can go slowly. I don't care how fast you go.
Stack.
Okay, let's try that. What happens when
A
you...
steak. A stack.
Touch that with one finger.
A stack.
What?
A mad. A fat. A made.
You would see, even though he knew the word was shake, he would read shack, then he'd say no shake, because he wants that word to come out before his brain has processed. And one of the things we would want to do if we were working with him long term is get him to slow down first, because if he'd slow down, he would eventually get faster because he would be in the habit of doing things accurately, and he would be using the patterns. He has every ability to be an accurate reader, if he can recognize the patterns, and to read at a reasonable rate.
So Miss Farrell focuses on accuracy, knowing that speed will come later once Michael has really mastered the skill.
That was 100% perfect. High five from this one too. Okay, now you're going to read some. You don't have to do the a. You just read the words. Okay. Okay. So what line do you want to do?
I want to do that one.
Okay. Do number 4.
Shad, glade, Sam, pain.
Okay, now we're going to go back to that passage that we just read. Let's see if you can read it again. Go.
Mike went to a lake with Luke. They rode their bikes to the lake. They had rice.
What you saw is that once we taught Michael how to read long and short A, he applied it in the paragraph the next time. And we didn't have him read a new paragraph, we had him read the same paragraph. Once he reads that paragraph accurately, we're going to go to another one. But if it takes him 10 times to read that paragraph accurately, we're going to keep reading that paragraph accurately, applying his new skill that he had used.
They also had Coke to drink.
30 out of 30. We got 30 out of 30. He made an improvement. And had we had more time, I think we would have seen him making even more improvement as he practiced. Michael was a real good example of the importance and necessity of practicing to mastery. Even though he's in the 3rd grade, we need to make sure that we get his basic phonics and his even advanced phonics straightened out, and that he's accurate at those automatically.
We'd like to thank the wonderful students and families at Windy Hill Elementary School in Calvert County, Maryland. We hope that sharing these experiences will help other children who are learning to read. Special thanks also to Kelly Cleland, Julie Donovan, Joanne Harbaugh, and their outstanding colleagues at Windy Hill Elementary, and to Leanne Meisinger at Calvert County Public Schools. We are deeply grateful to Linda Farrell, Michael Hunter, and Nicole Lubar of Readsters for their invaluable contributions to this project. For more information about teaching reading, please visit www.readingrockets.org.